everyone. I'm Dhiraj Chaudhari. I'm a founder of PC Project Private Limited as well as Google Product Expert. Today talking, we'll be like having a code lab where we will develop a travel agent using MCP Toolbox. So I want you to go to this link that I was sharing. Uh, I have shared in the chat box. I wanted you to go over there. You can see a interface like this, where you can access the code lab. Also, you will find a link to open Google Cloud Console as well as credits for our workshop that are required and presentation slide. I don't have much in presentation slide. You'll just find a QR code to this website. Okay, so let's begin for our code lab. So I want you all to go to the code lab. You just open it. Yeah. So this is the code lab that we will be doing today's session, and my goal isn't you to type along and just follow the things. We'll learn how AI interact with the real world and how the data is structured and how this tool simplifies and how we can build our own travel agent using MCP Toolbox. Uh, so let's see. So what problem we are solving today is, see, like traditionally building an AI applications that need to talk to, like we will build a AI application and that will use MCP to talk uh, to the hotel database. So the traditional AI applications need to talk to the databases that are quite complex because you need to write a lot of custom code there to bridge your AI model to the database. But in today's session, we are building a simple travel agent. So how it will work? For example, imagine a user asks, "Find me a hotel in Berlin for next week." So what our AI agent will do, it will understand three words: hotel, Berlin, and next week. Then it needs like a query. So it will send to the database. We will prepare the database on our own, and that will find actual hotels in Berlin. So finally, the AI agent will respond, and we will see the output. So this Colab is like a blueprint how we do this thing exactly and efficiently. Okay, so you can see the step one. You can see how our output will look. Okay, so let's just understand what is MCP. It is a model. MCP means model. It is a protocol. By Google. It's called Model Context Protocol. So let's just understand it simply. Imagine your AI model like a super smart brain. It is a brilliant, like it understand our language, but it is blind, com- and it doesn't know like the company specific database. So what MCP do? It simplifies means you. It is like uh, like it takes our message and go to the AI agent and we take the input from there. So now what we will do, we will just on our Google Cloud console and we will start doing this now. So before we begin, we will open our Google Cloud console by clicking over here. So, yeah. So this is the Google Cloud console. It is where we can create our own projects, we can manage our own system, and we can create the solutions like this. Now we will create the project. So I want you guys to go and open the link that I've given you, as well as the link which I have shown you. So you need to first open the Cloud Console, and you will see an interface like this. So this is the Google Cloud console that all homes. Now what we need to do is first we need to create a project. So if you go to the Codelab on step 2, we need to create one project. So let's just create one project. Before creating a project, we will ensure that our billing is enabled. So for doing that, what we will do is we'll just add the credits. So for credits, I have shared the link as well in the chat section. You need to go over there. You will see a clearing workshop credits. You just need to click over there, and interface like this will appear over there. You just need a Google account. Please make sure you are not using a personal Gmail, because that may not enable you to get the credits. After that, what you need to do, you just need to sign in, and you will get a $5 credits that will be there in your account for 365 days. So you have to. So we will using some API services for our project. So that's why this $5 are required. So now our credits are enabled. Now we will just go to our cloud console. So now what we need to do is first we need to create a project. For creating a project, you just need to go over here and uh, click on new project, and you can do any name. Here we will give build. Okay. Now you need to create on create. Create. It will take some time, and it will create a project. Now you have to click on select the project. After select the project, when you click, so you will see that we have selected the project. Now what we need to do is if we go to Codelab, we will see that we need to enable some APIs. So if you just go to second step in point 7, we will see a command uh, where we need to enable the APIs. So what we will do is we will open our Cloud Shell. It takes time because it creates its own virtual machine inside it. So we just need to create files, and it will create the cloud machine. Now we'll just copy the command. Uh, just go to the code lab and just go to step 7.7, and you will see this. So what we are doing over here is we are enabling the multiple Google Cloud APIs. So first API is Cloud Resource Manager, because uh, we will like set up our project structure, and will require some permissions and resources. Second one is Service Networking API, uh, because we'll create a private connection for our travel agent. Third one is Cloud Run, because and then we will deploy our application to the cloud. And the fourth one is Cloud Build. That is also required for deploying. And the sixth one is AI platform API, that is required for building our AI agent. We will use ADK under agent development kit to build our AI agent. Then seventh one is Cloud SQL Admin API, because we will take database there, and we'll store the sample data in Cloud SQL. All right, and the eighth one is compute engine, because we uh, like what it will do. It will create a virtual machine for us. Now we'll just click enter, and it will take some time, and it will enable the required API. It is taking some time. Just make sure you have press enter and copy the command properly. You'll see a message like operation finished successfully over here. Uh, Before letting you finish, we'll discuss about MCP. Uh, let's just imagine we have a super robot brain that is our AI model, LLM, like Gemini or ChatGPT. This robot brain can understand human language and answer questions, but the brain lives inside its own world and it doesn't know anything about like specific data like your company or internal customer list or anything. The MCP act like a translator, as I told, or a butler for our LLM. What it is job like? What it do when our LLM means a robot? They needs the information outside from database, like in real code, like to go to hotel. So our AI agent will ask MCP, and the MCP toolbox know where the database is, and it will take data from there and it will fetch to our AI. So now just see, you can see that the application operation has been successfully done. Now we'll go to next step, which is creating a Cloud SQL instance. For creating a Cloud SQL instance, we need to we'll be like we'll be using Google Cloud SQL and Postgres database to store our hotel data. Cloud SQL is a fully managed database service that helps you to set up, maintain, manage your Postgres relational database on GCP. For that, we'll go to this link. If you just go to the Codelab, you will see that. Now, we'll just be over here. So here is the documentation. You can learn more about Cloud SQL from here. So, okay. So, for doing, so we'll create a Cloud SQL instance. So for doing that, we'll open our Cloud SQL terminal up here, and we will run this command. It will create an instance uh, with we have specified the database version, that is Postgres, then the required configuration, the region, the edition, and the password. Now we'll press enter and it will create a Cloud SQL instance. This command will take around 3 to 5 minutes to get executed. Once the command is successfully executed, you should see output like the command is done and the instance's name that you have created. So it is working. So it will take around 3 to 5 minutes. And then what we will do is we'll prepare our uh, hotel database in the next step. So we like now we are creating a Cloud SQL instance. So let's just wait, and when our database is ready, we will navigate to Cloud Console. Then we'll go to SQL and we'll select our instance that we have created. Then we will open the Cloud SQL Studio. We'll enter our ID and password that is Postgres that we have set. So just to create a password and you can see. We are just waiting here. It will take around 3 to 5 minutes. Just wait. So this gives us a direct command line interface when we go to cloud cloud SQL Studio. So we'll just run our query there and we'll fetch the result. So wait. Let, let me know guys if you have any questions in the comment chat section. I'm happy to respect. After our task is done, we will create some sample data for our fertilizer. You don't need some. You just need to go to the code lab. If you just go to the link that I was shared in the chat section, you'll be able to go to code lab and you'll be able to perform the steps easily. Please make sure you have successfully removed the credits. For doing that, just go to billing section in your console. After that, go to the link billing, and if you just go to credits, you will see you have final credits. So you just need to go to the link that was just given in the chat. Then you just need to click on claim credits. After that, you will get the credit $5 credits in your Google Cloud account. Make sure you are using a Google Chrome and HTML that is required because and you are the personal laptop because mostly in office laptop it may not proceed because there is some restrictions. So please make sure that you are taking care of it. Our cloud instance is created uh, as I told. Now our task is done. We'll now create some sample data for our workplace. For doing that, uh, we'll open, we'll go to Cloud SQL page. So for doing that, you can just go from here, or you can go to the code lab and step in the folder, and you can just paste the link over. So yeah, as you can see, we have our own instance created. We ran a query to create our hotelity instance. We have defined the database version, CPU, memory, which is required in region and enterprises and password. You can username and password. Now, what we will do is we will create our own hotel database. So we should, as you can see here, we have our instance created hotel EV. Now we will open it. We just click on it. Okay. After clicking on it, we will go to our Cloud SQL Studio, and yeah, here we are. Then this will ask us to sign into the Cloud SQL Studio, uh, and then we'll give few SQL commands. So what we need to do, we have specified database as a Postgres while we were creating the instance. So we'll select Postgres over here, and for password we have used Postgres as well as the username is the Postgres. So you have to select that. After that, you need to click on authenticate. After clicking on authenticate, we will see a interface like this. Now we will create a table or for the hotkeys. Okay. So if you just go to the code lab, On step number 4, you will find a very create table that creates something. So what you need to do is just click on editor. Now just paste that query over here. You will ask for comment that works. Just click on OK. Now you can see create table, hotels. Here we have some attributes: ID, name, location, price, share, check-in, check-out date, and so what we'll do, you just simply run this query. So you can see the query is executed. Now what we will do, we will just remove. If you just go to the Codelab, you will find those of this all SQL commands over there. Alright. So you will need to get confused for this. So now what we are doing over here is we are just inserting some values into the tables that we have created. Sample data. So you can see the statements are executed. Now let's just validate it. He, uh, we have successfully created our account. So we will select start from hotels. It will get the data which is present in tables. Alright. We should see table like this. This is all the data which we added previously. Over you can see the sample data that is there. We have completed the process of setting up a cloud SQL instances, adding our sample data into it. In the next section, we will select, like we will setting up our MCP Toolbox for our databases. So let's just talk about MCP. MCP we discussed tags as the particular for our database. It enables us to develop tools easier, faster, and more securely by handling complexities such as connection pooling, authentication, and it is like a secured version for our GenAI application. So what we will do now, we will just go over here to our tools. We'll open our PowerShell container and we will create a folder named MCP Toolbox, MPDI MCP Toolbox. Okay, the file already exists. So I have already created a folder named MCP Toolbox. Now what we will do is we just change the directory to it. Now we are in folder. You just need to go to the code lab and you have to follow the required steps that are there in step number 5. Now we will run this command. It will install the binary version of MCP Toolbox that will interact with our database. Just click enter and will start installing. After that, the next step is to configure the toolbox with our data source and web configuration. We'll use an YAML file to configure our database. So it is downloaded. Now we'll open the editor, Cloud Shell editor. It is like our VS Code editor, but it is in all the operations that happen that are in Cloud. Now what we will do is uh, we'll click over here in the folder that we have installed, and we'll find a file like tools.m. We'll use YAML file only. Now, if you just go to the code lab on step number 2, you will find this one. So you just need to copy and paste it over here. So what we are doing over here is we are defining the source in the database. Here you need to change to your project ID. Every individual will have a different project ID. So for me, it is built with AI ID. So you just copy it and you just paste it over here. The second thing we are defining is the region, that is your single one. Then the instance that we created and stored our data. Then ID and password for it. Alright. Then here we are just calling our database, calling the data from our instance. So that will be fetched to our AI travel agent. Okay. So the source represents a different data source that you can interact with. Then we have tools, and finally we have the tools. Now what we will do is we'll run our MCP Toolbox. We'll just open our terminal, and if you go to step 5 in the code lab, you will find a command to run our MCP Toolbox to start the server. So this is the command. We just return it. Make sure you have changed the project ID in tools.yml file over here. Otherwise, you will face issue. Now we have started our server. You can see a message like this. After that, we'll review it here. So the MCP tool, like the server, is running on port. Like by default, it will run on 5%. Here I have changed the port number to 808. Alright. Or if it is like set to any other value, just make sure it is changed to 5,000. So we can see our MCP toolbox server running, and here you can see all the options. Alright, now what we will do is we'll just try to open our thing, the tools.yml that we are still here. So you just go to your browser and type API and we'll see this output for our travel that we are doing. Right? This tool kit, like it describes the Pythonic way for you to validate and test out is which we have documented in the database. Now we'll skip that and we'll jump to ADK. Write our AI agent. Like we'll now develop our own travel agent to interact with this MCP box and get the output. So for that, what we will do is we will open another virtual terminal. We make sure that we have selected the project. Make sure you have selected that project. By default, it will be selected. So don't need to worry about it. All right. So what we will do now, we will create one directory named my items, and we will change the directory here. So we have changed the directory. Now we have created a folder basically. Now what we will do over here is we will create our own environment for our translation and by this thing. So what it does, it creates a environment, Python like virtual environment for our AI. Now we'll go to the step 6 and we will activate our environment and we will install ADK, it's in development kit, and this you just go to the code lab, step 6, you will find this all. So we have installed the ADK. Now we will invoke the ADK now. Let's see if it is working. So let's just see if it is installed. We'll type ADK over it. index and line because we have this installed correctly. Now we can see that the ADK is created and we can see our virtual environment is activated. So this defines the kind of virtual environment is activated. Now it will show like a list of commands. Now we will create our own agentic application. We are going to use ADK. Then we'll create, we'll type create and the agent, like the app name. That so we'll type ADK create and our app, that is hotel agent app. Now this will the following. This will create an agent application. Now it will ask us for the root agent what we are select we select. So we have already content over here, so we override it. And then we are establishing the connection again. So what it will ask us? It will ask us to choose the model, which model we wish to use. Then it will ask us for the backend, which backend we need to utilize. So we will select Vertex AI as a backend. Let's just wait. Some frames. Just refresh it. Please let me know what is in the chat section if you have any questions. If you have any questions, you can connect later on to that's not an issue. So we have this refresh our workout and we are starting our PowerShell instance. So this creates our own virtual machine instance in the system. That's why it's to be local. Yeah. So we are back over here. Unfortunately, we cannot see what is there. So what we will do is, we see we have our folders here. We have it in our my ID direct dashboard. We will activate our environment. We have activated our environment. We have installed the agent development kit and the MCP Toolbox. Now we will create our app for creating data. So yeah, we are having a step. So it will ask us to choose the root agent model. So we select Gemini becomes the hashtag, and as a backend we will use what MCA. Now you will actually use the okay. So now it will ask us for the ID for the project. You just go over here. You can find your ID over here. Now just paste it over here and press enter. Now it will ask uh, for the region. So by default, it is this folder. You can change according to you, or you can just press enter. So by default, it will set to your center. Okay. So now we have created the agent in my agent folder. So if you just open the editor, you can see that agent is created. So let's just observe the folder. Yeah. So this you can see that's great. We have created the agent or over agent by using agent development. Now what we will do is we will just modify our agent.py file to let it like answer query that we will ask. Okay. So we just modify the code. If you just go to the step number 6, here we are checking the code. So we are just specifying how our agent will be and the name for the agent and the instruction. Okay. Now, what we'll do, we will just test our agent locally. For doing that, we'll go to PowerShell again and we'll type ADK that will like execute and we'll start our application locally. Right. So if you just go over here, you can find that over so you can see that it has been started. You just share the screen. What I can see. Yeah. So I hope you can see over here. So this is the UI that we have created. Here we have selected the model name as and modified the agent dot class. So here we will ask, tell me few facts about this. Now we will ask um, few facts about it. Alright. We'll ask I need to travel next week. We'll ask that so here it has listed the top hotels that are there. So we can do the conversation with our agent model, travel agent model. We can ask, and this is how this works. So you can test out your own thing. So you can see how personalized is this, how this thing is asking me what's the project and what dates are planning to stay, and is there any specific amendments are looking for? Do you prefer any new station, golden center? So I will tell them assume request and So let us go in this thing. So this we have our AI calculator. So now this is what we are implementing. Now what we can do is choose options that you can deploy this AI agent to the network, so you can access it. You can utilize the step which is in Codelab, where we deploy our cloud ADK application to our agent to the cloud. So that's it from my side. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to assist you. And you just